batters.
101. This is episode 302. I'm your host for the very first time, Rod. We got Mike and Theo in the building.
How y'all doing, man?
What up? What up?
I guess I don't mind talking about Jayson Tatum again. My man gonna be on every single televised game. Again, like I was saying earlier, good for the game of basketball. I'll keep it strictly to the Lakers this time. As a Lakers fan, you know you don't love it, but hey, we're gonna see it. It changes things. It's not every day that the I guess the temperature of the league changes like this in March. So
yeah, I'll follow up on that. I'm a Miami Heat fan. We don't really have much of anything to say about the Eastern Conference this year. There was a long run where the Celtics were building their team and retooling around beating the Heat. And right now the Heat have, I mean, the biggest storyline around Miami right now is whether or not they're going to make it out of the play-in and not be a play-in team for like the fourth straight year. And I do think the Celtics' biggest threat in the East is the Detroit Pistons. And the fact that Jaylen Brown already had them rolling, Jayson Tatum looks like he's not missing a step at all, and he's able to he's gonna be able to ease back into the flow of things way ahead of the playoffs. I previously had the Pistons as the favorite in the East. I have to be realistic, even as a Celtics hater, and say the Celtics should now be the presumptive Eastern Conference champion until proven otherwise. And so far, so good with Tatum's first two outings.
Yeah, I agree with you, Theo. I think that the Celtics are definitely now back in contender. They was always a contender, but now getting Jayson Tatum back, you're pretty much at the top of that list, especially with seeing his performance the last couple games. My biggest thing when it comes to him is just hopefully his body stays there, and not just his body, but he can get that confidence back. And that's always the biggest thing when it comes from people who have those season-long injuries like Achilles and ACL tears. It's always about the mentality of it behind it, just making sure that they feel confident using that leg, using that ankle, using that knee, just making sure that they feel confident and comfortable with their body again, being on the court. Fortunately, the Celtics have always been known to have a great medical staff. Their players always come back. They don't have those reoccurring injuries, and he's taking his time with it. It happened last season. He had the summer, and he had 2/3 of this season to pretty much just try to get back into the gist of things. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does for the rest of the season. As a diehard Knicks fan, I hate it personally, but as just a person person who loves the game, I think it's a great opportunity for him and just seeing what happens. Looking forward to potentially playing them. I always love watching the Knicks and then Celtics play in the rivalry in the playoffs. So I'm really looking forward to seeing who has the better garden. I always call it the garden matchup because we got MSG that's always known as the garden. AD Garden.
You can't. Don't even give them the credit. Don't even give them a room in that. It is the Garden. It's Madison Square Garden, and whatever the hell they got in Boston is whatever the hell they got.
I understand that, but just from the namesake of it, you know what I'm saying. You have the TD Garden, and you have
man.
I fully get it. It's always New York everything before anything. And I'm going to try to keep it professional because Rod told me that he don't want me acting out. But as somebody who was born and raised in New York, it is F Boston in every way, shape, form. Okay? Like F Boston as a staff, record label, and as an MF crew. And if you like Boston, then F you too. That's just my philosophy. And I mean that. I went up to Boston. I'm wearing a New York fitted everywhere I go, and I don't care. And I watch it. I went there for a Red Sox game to the biggest Red Sox bar, and I had on a New York fitted. It said, "I want all smoke." Everybody who's drunk, I want you to come and talk to my fit. And if you got problems, we can go outside and we can.
So were you ever a Giants fan?
Oh yeah.
Life probably had to be real good back in the Eli Manning days.
Oh, it's fantastic, brother.
Yeah. I mean,
it still is. It always will be because they can never take it away from us.
You really can't.
Never take it away from us. But then they always want to mention the Jets, and I say, okay.
Yeah. Can't have it all.
Ain't nothing to talk about though.
Right, exactly.
Just going back to Tatum real quick, you're adding him to the 3 seed. Like they were the 3 seed without him, so they're going to be especially dangerous. 298 days is fast to come back from an Achilles, but I'll take that as an opportunity to shout out Kobe, who did it in 240 days. That's your fun fact of the day.
Crazy. It's crazy.
No, he
He's
tries
different.
to emulate him, man. He tries to emulate Kobe on a regular basis. So are we really surprised?
Not at all.
I think he has him tatted, and he tries to quote him on a regular basis. So I'm not really surprised by that he tried. It's cool.
Which is fair. It's fair. I mean, if you're gonna look up to something and try to idolize something as a basketball player, let it be Kobe. I'm fully on the side of the fence of if you're gonna get another grown man tatted on you, he needs to be either family or deceased, so I can permit that if it is. So that's the reason why Drake got himself in trouble with LeBron. It's like now he done turned on you. Now you gotta adjust. You feel me?
Drake do got a LeBron tat. That's so crazy.
I forgot.
That was the issue. That was the issue. All right, like Drake, like yo, I got you tatted on me, and you jumping around talking about they not like us. There's an issue here.
Yeah.
Can't tat another grown man on you. All right, you know what I'm saying? You gotta pick your spots.
Fair. But yeah, let's hop into the next topic. Let's consolidate it a little bit because a lot of it is going to be NFL trades, some recent NFL moves. We can still start with the biggest one, Maxx Crosby to the Ravens. Joe Burrow really has to face a top 3 pass rusher 6 times a year. It's nasty work for him.
Hold on a second. Before you go, and I know you want to lead off on this, Mike. Who are the top 3 pass rushers? Because I see 2.
You got Maxx Crosby,
Myles Garrett,
and I would put T.J. Watt at 3.
T.J. Watt. T.J. washed right now, man. But you can continue, Mike. Go ahead. I didn't want to be the one to say it, but you said top 3 pass rusher every weekend. I'm like, hold on, man. Will Anderson got him beat. Daniil Hunter got him beat these days. I take Aiden Hutchinson over him. Nick Bosa when he's healthy. I got like a list of 10 dudes right now that's more premier pass rushers than T.J. Watt.
Year, I'm going to piggyback on that. I'm not going to say he's top 3. I would definitely say that when he's healthy, he's top 5. Last year,
T.J. Watt?
Yeah, when he's healthy, he's top 5.
TJ Watt has always, and I've had this stance for a while. It gets ridiculed, and we don't have to do this today. TJ Watt has an inflated resume, and it has a lot to do with who he's been able to line up alongside on that defensive line, as well as being with the Steelers, a good organization that has a great defense around him that allows him to go off. He's a great finisher, but he's not in the same tax bracket when it comes to play and ability like guys like Myles Garrett and Maxx Crosby, which is why I'm excited about this for the Baltimore Ravens. TJ Watt had a good 2 or 3 year peak, had that big sack number year, but it helps when you right next to a Hall of Famer on the inside in Hayward, and it helps when on the other edge you had Bud Dupree, and now you got my boy Highsmith coming off the edge with more fire than you. He's an issue. Who's Myles Garrett's counterpart on the other side? Who's been Maxx Crosby's counterpart? But we can continue on that.
Myles is number 1, unquestionably.
Yeah.
I think that one healthy TJ is top 5. That's just my opinion. Even if you want to say it's bloated, the resume is still there.
All right, over Nick Bosa?
Those numbers. I would say that as of right now, if I had to pick a team, I would pick TJ over Bosa. That's just me personally.
Nick Bosa is Chargers, right?
Because that's Joey.
So Nick is San Fran.
Yeah. When it comes to edge, especially just like edge rushers, if you want to go dial it down to pass rushers, the Texans got 2 dudes better than T.J. Watt and Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter.
I'm not.
I do like Will Anderson over TJ. I do like that.
That's why I said
Animal. Aiden Hutchinson.
I said top 5. That's why I said I never said
Micah Parsons hasn't even been brought up yet. And I don't know if he counts. I don't know if we just ignore him.
I'll take TJ over Micah and Aiden.
That's crazy.
I have him at top 5 and I have him tied at 5. I just want to let that be known.
Okay. I'm just saying all these other dudes I named, they've been having to do it with the full defensive scouting report locked in on them.
But at the same time, respectfully speaking, just to stay on this point, you said that you can't give TJ the credit because he had Haywood and he had
Highsmith and Bud Dupree.
So why are you saying that Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter's in there when he has him on the other side as well?
I would say Daniil did it. Daniil did it before he got to Houston. He had like a 20-sack year with the Vikings. He's always been a productive edge rusher.
Absolutely.
And we haven't. I'm doing a lot of projecting with Will Anderson.
Didn't he have Jared Allen when he was there?
Not on that, not his record year, not his career year. I don't think.
Okay.
I'd have to go back and look, and it wasn't prime Jared Allen. But again, I'm not. I didn't want to spark this up. I didn't want to
I'm just
spark this
asking a
up.
question.
But when people loop in, like even to be honest with you, I might even take a healthy Trey Hendrickson. You know what I'm saying? Like today
Mad
over
at
TJ
I'm
Watt.
mad at
Today over TJ Watt.
No, you must
I'm
not
not
like
mad at
TJ Watt. Who
I
you
don't
like?
dislike
I'm
him.
not.
I don't dislike him, but what I've seen him not show up very big in a lot of spots, and I see him talked in a certain way because of that last name and because of the pedigree and because of the Steelers, the iconic Steelers defense. Like I think he got overpaid.
Who your team? I bet you your team don't like the Steelers. Who your team?
Nah, I'm a Chiefs fan. There's no issues.
All right.
Zero issues with the Steelers. This is not an anti-Steelers take. I've been on this. Well, you know what? I grew up in Houston, so J.J. Watt is a mainstay. This guy is a legend. He was J.J. Watt is what people are treating T.J. Watt almost to be. He's
The
not
man
quite
has
there.
115 sacks in his career, bro.
Look at the Neil Hunter sack
I'm
career
not.
sack
I'm gonna look it
number.
up too. I'm just saying that in the past 5 years, he played in 14 games. He has 7. When he played in 17, he had 11 and a half. When he played in 17, he had 19. He had 5.5 in 2022, and in 2021, he had 22 and a half. So just
Look
the
how
past
far back we had to go for that big number.
3 years ago,
114,
he had 19.
114.5 for Daniil's career.
Right there with TJ.
Exactly. Nobody. I'm not saying that he's not a good player. All I'm saying is that, and just to piggyback, it's not more along the lines of him doing that. It's more along the lines of that now Joey B has to face him.
You're right. You're right.
You
I'm not. Yeah. This
know
the
what I'm
point
saying?
was
He has
about
to
Joe
face.
Burrow. Yeah.
He has to face Joe Burrow, or Joe Burrow has to face a top, and that's where you said he's not top 5, but he has to.
That's why I pumped the brakes. Yeah.
Yeah, he has to go up against elite pass rushers 6 times
Yeah.
a year just in his division.
Yeah.
But to go back to the Maxx Crosby point, because we got off topic. Thanks, Theo. I think that the trade is now for me. I know Max personally. I worked with the Raiders. I've seen him in the building every day. He got to the office before I did, and I had to be there early for my job. And I always seen his car in the building before I was. I parked my car. I see it. He is a great person, not just on the field. Obviously, you see his trade worth 2 first-round picks. But just in the locker room, in the community, he's always giving back. He's a leader off the field. You saw him really show that opportunity, show how to be a professional in the building, show how to really bring players underneath his wings and pretty much like, hey, this is how we do things. We're going to work out. We're going to put the hours in the film. We're going to do this after the film. We're going to practice. We're going to follow up on the practice. We're going to eat healthy. In case you guys don't know, the man has been sober for, I want to say, the past 4 or 5 years. I think he just celebrated year 6. Yeah, I think he celebrated year 6 because I think it was in March. I think it's March 1st or March 2nd, but pretty much he's been sober and he's just been a constant professional on that front. So I want to give him grace and kudos. As somebody who knows him, I think of him as a near and dear friend. I definitely sent him a message saying like, hey, man, like I wish you nothing but the best and success in Baltimore. I think Baltimore made a great move with that. Considering the fact that they now have a defensive-minded coach, I think that it will be phenomenal for him to be there. That defense is going to be a lot better, considering the fact that you already have a lot of your the rest of your defense in place. Between you have a pass rush. You have Mike Green, who's going to be underneath Maxx Crosby wing now. You have, and shout out to Theo, I'm going to give him his grace all the time. You have
Metabuike.
Yeah, you had Metabuike on the interior as well, who's going to be coming back from injury. You have, if everybody stays healthy on that D line, if they run in the 3-4, which everybody is thinking that they are, you have those 3 coming off the edge, including Roquan being in the middle. Your corners are going to have a better opportunity with Kyle Hamilton being on the back end just to make sure that nothing goes past or goes above his head. I think that you can see the Ravens really going crazy on the defensive side. And when you have the Ravens on the defensive side going crazy, which they have always been known for, that's going to lead to them making those deep runs in the playoffs. That's what's going to lead to all that. Offensively, you already see what they are capable of with just having Lamar Jackson on the field. And so if you're able to take that extend his contract, and then on top of that, now you could build out that old line, probably get another guard, hopefully get a center in this upcoming free agency, because I don't think that they're going to re-sign Linderbaum. Having Maxx Crosby in that building on the defensive front is going to have a rollout effect, a snowball effect, excuse me, when it comes to what happens on the rest of the organization. And I'm looking forward to it. Shout out to him. You're always going to be missed out here in Vegas, man, and you're always going to have a home.
Very, very, very nice. Very nice.
I'll say too, to put a bow on that, on the Ravens side, it makes perfect sense. That's the one thing they were missing from their run last year. They couldn't get any pressure. It put the D-backs in a terrible position, made them have to kind of overextend themselves, and we saw them get beat a lot. So it's like you got to be able to get pressure up front if you want to win playoff games. Also, I love this for the Vegas Raiders, because if you're the Raiders, now you have 3 picks in the top 36 of this draft, which people are down on this draft as a bunch and as a whole. And that's more so because of the depth of the draft isn't there as much as there is some high end talent. So you got the number 1 pick, you get your quarterback Fernando Mendoza.
Allegedly, let's we don't know.
Here's what I'll say. I would, if I'm the Raiders, I've been saying before the Maxx Crosby trade, I'm like, you either trade Crosby or you trade the pick. The number 1 pick, that is, trade back. I love next year's draft class when it comes to quarterbacks. I think there's about 5 or 6 guys that are going to have first round grades.
Absolutely.
Mendoza is a surefire prospect. He's a surefire franchise quarterback, but we don't know what that ceiling is. And a lot of people are kind of putting the ceiling around Goff, maybe Joe Burrow. And those are not ceilings that have equivalated, that have equaled Super Bowl championships for teams yet. So next year you got Arch Manning, you got Darian Mensah, you got potentially Sam Levitt, you got Lenore Sellers, you got all of these dudes coming out of college, Dante Moore, who a lot of people are saying these can be the generational type quarterbacks. These can be the ceiling raisers. So I just think that if the Raiders can get a mammoth of a deal from the Jets, or maybe the Browns buy in on the Mendoza thing, I think they should move off of it. But because they traded Maxx Crosby, you got 3 top picks. You can get a receiver at 14, or you can wait till 36. You'll probably be able to get a good guy, either one. You get Mendoza, and I guess you probably pick somebody on that damn offensive line, because what the hell was that last year? How was that?
Nah, some of that that's Gino holding the ball. Some of that.
I don't know.
No, it's not. No,
you can't blame a brother for all of that.
Let you do that. Yeah,
that was rough.
It could have been me and Mike coaching that O line. Wasn't it Chip Kelly brother or something? I don't know what the hell they had.
It was Pete Carroll's son.
Yeah.
They had the O line, and they drafted like three O linemen in this past draft, in the year prior, last year's draft, and like none of them really played.
It was bad.
Yeah, it was terrible. What I think is gonna happen, honestly, is that they have the most, like Theo said, they have 3 picks in the top 36. They have the most cap space. They're going to have to, if Spytech is who I think he is, who obviously he has the accolades, he has the resume, but just because you have the resume doesn't necessarily mean, as we've seen from GMs prior, that you're going to be able to make those smart decisions. Because it's not always about, hey, I have the cap space. It's always about, do you have what the players want in order to come to Vegas? The thing about Vegas that people forget is that, like Florida, it's no state income tax. So your check is your check. Like Florida, it's hot. It's cold out. Cold here in Vegas is 40, 50 degrees. Mm-hmm. So you're going to be good on that front. And unlike Florida, there's always something to do in Vegas. Always something.
Now, I'll pump the brakes. Hold on a second. Unlike Florida.
I said Florida. I did not say Miami. I said Florida.
Well, that's where they would be if there was the Dolphins ain't in West Palm Beach.
Okay, but I'm including Jacksonville and Tampa, sir.
Okay.
All I'm saying, I said Florida. That is a state, not a city.
Miami got too many things to do. That's the issue.
Miami just listen, man. Listen. Okay, Miami's in the biggest rebuild of all rebuilds right now. We don't got to bring them up. Okay, we don't have to bring it out.
I'm just throwing it out there. They also gonna have some money and space on that roster soon, so they're gonna be fighting with Vegas.
Money and space for what? They still got to pay to it.
Next year. You know what I'm saying? Give them some time.
They still got $258 million for Tua.
They gonna figure that out.
Just wait, cheaters. Stop it.
They gonna figure it out.
Well, let's hope so. We don't know what's gonna happen. They've been saying that they were gonna figure it out last year. I digress. Anyway, there's a lot of opportunity for the Vegas Raiders to make moves. I think that the biggest things that they need to do, you have Mendoza being the number one overall pick. That is the consensus right now. I think the next thing that's going to happen now that you have the Baltimore pick, I think that they're going to go with either a wideout. I think you're going to get with Makai Lemon or hopefully an edge, one of those edge guys, David Bailey.
See, that's the thing, though. It
might fall.
I was about to say the best case scenario for the Raiders is that Ruben Bain falls to 14 because everybody's worried about his arm length. Because that brother can ball. He been getting coached by Jayson Taylor through his college career. He was one of the state leaders in sacks in high school. He's performed at every level as an elite, productive talent off the edge, despite the fact that he got 31-inch arms. And I think he might fall.
I agree with that. But here's the issue, and I think it's not his fault. His production has shown that. But based off of what has happened in the playoffs with a certain left tackle who last year came in and it was short arms, they might say, hey, I don't want the same thing. So it has nothing
I agree.
to do with it.
I agree. I will say it's different as a defensive end. So and I agree. I was talking to some people about that and how that might shift the way in which teams draft or roster build going forward. When you're a left tackle, it is harder because if you're playing left tackle, I'm putting you on an island. You're going to have to be able to fend for yourself offense. I can't keep giving you chip help. It is harder for me to game plan around, okay, this left tackle, especially think about you playing like the Texans, you got dudes on both ends. It's hard for me to game plan around that. As a defensive end and a pass rusher and a Ruben Bain who's good against the run as well, you can kick him inside for certain plays.
I was going to say, you know what I'm saying?
And I wouldn't keep him inside permanently. I'm just saying you can maneuver things. You can run certain stunts. Right. You can scheme him. This is a bad way to put it because it's not offense, but you can scheme him open more than what you can do for a left tackle. So Will Campbell ain't Ruben Bain.
No. I don't think he's personally, his talent has shown that he should be a top 5 pick. So if you're able to pick him up just off of talent, not even including combine talent, but just off of pure talent from what you've seen on the film, he is a top 5 pick. Yeah. He got his team to the college football playoffs. You saw what he was able to do in Miami. So it's more along the lines of like, okay, who's willing to take that? The only thing that I said is because of last year, and then you've seen what happened in the playoffs, GMs, head coaches, people who are in charge of making that decision, they might be a little hesitant when it comes to it because you can't extend somebody's arm. I mean, technically, you've seen how they're able to make people longer with their legs. I don't know if anybody's going to be willing to say, hey, let me sit you out for a whole year to make your arms longer. Don't know if that's even possible. You don't even have to get into all that. But what I'm getting at is that the team
think about it. I'm like, would that be? I was about to say you might be on to something, Mike. Don't shortchange yourself too much.
Say, if they do that, that credit go to you. You came up with that idea in real time.
It's a little red shirt year. We figured it out.
Listen. It's not always about the red shirt, okay? It's really 2 years, to be honest, all right? Because then you got to do the surgery. That's 1 year. Then you got to build the muscle mass back up. So that's another year.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
And that for a first-round pick?
Yeah, you ain't doing all that. Yeah.
I'm paying you anyway, so I want to see the performances. So what have you done for me lately? Not what will you do? I think that if he falls to 14, I think that pretty much the Raiders will win this draft regardless because at 14 is so many players that's going to be able to be top 5, top 10 picks that may fall. There's a possibility that Caleb Downs may fall because he's a safety. And there's rumors saying that he has a degenerative knee, but that's just rumors. You know, if you're telling me that I can get Mendoza at 1 and I can get Caleb Downs at 14, and then possibly get a pass rusher or O-lineman at 36, that is at 33, or 32. I think they flipped after
36 because of the because there's like 3 teams tied. It was weird.
Okay, cool. So if they have him at 36, then
that's a receiver.
You can get a receiver, you can get an O-lineman. It depends on what you do with that 14th pick. But the biggest thing for me is just for them to do everything going forward. If you decide to get Mendoza with the first pick, the biggest goal that you need to have is to make sure that he is protected. Yeah. We've seen with Joey B. We've seen with with any rookie quarterback, you have to give them time to be in the pocket. If they are scrambling as soon as they do their 3-step drop, there's no point. The development is going to stall. Let them learn. Let them practice. Let them have somebody to protect. I think that between them having Colton Miller come back this upcoming season, you having JPJ, he's coming back. I think that they're probably going to have him play on the right side just to try to even it out. All you need is another guard, a center, and a right tackle, possibly a vet, not named Morgan, not named Moses Morgan. I think it's Morgan
Moses.
Yeah, not named him. I think that you should be good to go from
a lot of things. Yeah, they got a lot of things to figure out, but we're gonna figure. Free agency should be where they're spending a lot of their money on the O-line and then supplement it with the draft. But we're gonna find out soon.
I got Linderbaum going to the Raiders for like plus 600.
That'd be smart as hell though.
And then also he's gonna go to the Giants though.
But if you say either way, you good.
I'm good regardless.
Yeah. I would say though, like, yeah, you're right. The Giants would make a lot of sense now I think about it. But if you are the Raiders, it's like I have all of this money to spend. I also have all of this draft capital to spend.
Mm-hmm.
So you know who I'm looking at? I ain't looking at John Spytek. I ain't looking at. I'm looking at Thomas Edward Brady, and I'm gonna say you cared about improving as a broadcaster for Fox Sports last year, and we saw the improvements on national television. I need you to lock in on being a player evaluator and a person that is going to be advising this front office to make moves, specifically around helping develop Fernando Mendoza, but then also helping build the kind of roster around Mendoza that's going to make him have a healthy rookie year and then hopefully a good season or two after that. Like, my eyes are on Tom Brady because I think that if he's going to be advisory, this is where we need your expertise. We got a lot of motion right now. Let's make it shake.
MJ was the owner as well who did the same thing. We've seen how that turned out.
It was terrible. Mm-hmm. It was terrible.
So I think that you have to take that into account as well as per his contract as a broadcaster. I'm not sure he can do half of the stuff that you just named.
John Spytek just said out loud that he will be doing some of the things that we talked about. He just can't talk. His contract ain't gonna stop him from doing it.
Listen, man.
I know. I feel you.
Tom Brady. You can get Tom Brady in the building to help him watch film. And listen, I'm about to take my 401k and put that. Hey, I got the Raiders winning the Super Bowl in the next 6 years.
So I guess there's certain things he can't do on a day-to-day with Mendoza. But at the very least, when it comes to him evaluating, and then when it comes to him playing whatever advisory role it takes that he's going to play, that is you're gonna have to be locked in on that if you're Tom, because the future of what the Las Vegas Raiders look like, especially under the advisory of Tom Brady, is going to be shaped by how good Mendoza is with the roster that they build around him this offseason.
Very true. We'll see what happens. They have Brock Bowers, they have Genty, they have a left tackle in Colton Miller. They really need to show up and find a face for that defense to really showcase that, and then they need to just find a wideout. This is just my personal opinion. This is what I think that the Raiders should do. I know that they're possibly not going to do it. They need to trade that second-round pick, that 36 pick. You need to send that to Dallas. Go ahead and send it to Dallas.
Specifically
for who?
For George Pickens.
I don't think they're coming up off of him.
For a second-round pick, they would.
I don't know if they – I think – would they do it for a second? If they would do it for a second, I'd be all in on that.
They would do it for a second because you got to understand.
George Pickens is a perfect Mendoza quarterback too, especially with Clint Kubiak.
I agree with that. I agree 110%. You go ahead and you trade that second-round pick, that second-round pick, and you're able to get George Pickens because at the end of the day, he's not signed. He's on a tag. They didn't give him a contract.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're able, from the Cowboys' perspective, you're now able to get a second-round pick that they don't have because they traded it to the Jets
for the Quinn Williams deal. Yeah,
Quinn Williams deal. So now you get, not only do you get a second-round pick, but you get a top 3, top 4 second-round pick.
Yeah, and the Cowboys draft well.
Exactly. They always draft well. So if you're telling me you could do that and you can bundle that and now you got it with all that cap space, now George Pickens can get his money, have it with a young quarterback on the contract. So it kind of works out from that standpoint. So I think it'll be great. Now he has a number one, and then he played well. You've seen that he played well when it came to having a number one with CeeDee Lamb. Well, the number one in Las Vegas is not a wideout. but it's a tight end who's
Mm-hmm.
been dominant. So you
Yeah.
pair him with that. Now you cooking with grease when it comes to that. You have a number one tight end. You have a running game, which the Cowboys did not. And now on top of that, you have your quarterback. Now you have a number one wideout who's going to get all the targets when they're not going to Brock Bowers.
I would backdoor that too. If I'm the Raiders, I would backdoor that in the third round and get Elijah Surratt. I just would. I would. You could do all. Look, if you build that line through free agency, if you trade for Pickens as a true number one with Brock Bowers, then you bring in his college receiver and Surratt, who's going to be a day 2, day 3 pick, early day 3 pick. And he's a big body receiver that can win on the outside still.
Well, they have a big body already. They have a big body. They got somebody.
Jack Bash and all of those guys, I know that they have chances and room to progress, but what's adding more competition to that wide receiver room? Has anybody shown you anything yet to say we can't add any more talent here? We're good.
No, I think that they're. But if they don't trade for George Pickens, their biggest wideout pickup is probably gonna be Rashid Shaheed.
I hear you. They need the deep threat. What about Dante Thornton?
Nah, they already have a deep threat though in Trey Tucker, but I think that just because he already knows the system with Kubiak, I think it's gonna work out that way. He's gonna want a bag and all that. So I'm just hoping that as somebody who used to work for the Raiders, or somebody who has their friends who's still there and all that, I want to see them succeed. I live in Vegas. Business is always booming when the Raiders is doing well. So if they get able to get George Pickens, if they're able to make that move with Fernando, they already traded the face. Get Caleb Downs or Ruben Bain with that 14 pick. And then, like you said, get Fernando's man out of Indy in the third round. Yeah, offensively they're gonna be doing something. I think that defensively is what they really gonna be working on this past draft. Because offensively, you see that there's always gonna be more weapons in next year's draft.
Yeah.
All right. Well, somebody better tag the Raiders GM on this podcast, and the future might be bright real fast.
Come on.
I know people on that staff. There's no way I'm doing that. There's no way I'm doing that.
He said, "Please don't tag them, boy."
Shifting gears a little bit, some other moves that happened. My Rams went and got Trent McDuffie from your Chiefs.
Yeah,
Theo, you want to start us on that one?
I hate that it had to happen. Trent McDuffie is one of the best defensive players in the league. He's one of the bright young stars, 25 years old, can play inside, can play outside. He's better in the slot, but he's a top 10 cover corner on the outside as well. So I don't want people to underestimate that. But if you look at it plain and simple, it's 2 contenders, but the Chiefs, the Rams have more credence to say they're closer to a title than the Chiefs do, plus their window is smaller, whereas the Chiefs are looking at it and saying, we have 8 holes to fill. We have a team that can use a lot of more young talent on smaller deals because of the high-end money you're already paying Mahomes and Chris Jones, and then you just signed Karlaftis. It's one of those like Lego type things or not Lego type things, but it's one of those puzzles where it's like this piece just doesn't fit. Can't pay McDuffie $30 million. As a Chiefs fan and as a guy that loves some Trent McDuffie, I'm happy he gets to go to a contender. I'm also happy the Chiefs get a first round pick this year, 29th overall. You get 2 day 3 picks, and then you get a third rounder next year. I think that's fair compensation based on the fact that they're also going to have to extend Trent McDuffie. Whereas now the Chiefs can use some of that money in free agency, go get themselves a running back, maybe get a swing tackle, maybe get another weapon from Mahomes since we don't know what the hell Rashee Rice is going to do next offseason too. And you get to use those picks to start backfilling the roster, because let's not forget how Trent McDuffie became a part of the Kansas City Chiefs. That came by way of offloading Tyreek Hill to the Miami Dolphins, getting a heap of picks, drafting extremely well, Trent McDuffie being one of those picks, and then winning back-to-back Super Bowls. So if you can replicate that formula, I am excited about what this means for the Chiefs. I just hate that McDuffie's going to be doing some damage for the Rams.
Yeah. To your point of like replicating success, I'm hoping this turns out just how it did when we got Jalen Ramsey from the Jaguars back in the day. Obviously ended up winning the bowl over the Bengals not too long after that. So Hopefully the same thing. Again, like you said, a young corner who can play both inside and outside, coming to a defense that was very much in the bend but don't break territory. And when it mattered most in that NFC Championship, it broke on us. I'm excited for the move. I'm super excited that even though we lost one of our two first round picks, we gave you guys the later of the two. We still have Atlanta's. I think it's 13th, if not 13th.
Yeah. That's gonna be interesting. Do you think y'all go quarterback?
So I have a wild theory. I hope that we can get 2 or 3 more years out of Matty Ice, the new Matty Ice. And that lines up perfectly with Joe Burrow's contract expiring. And I hope that Joe Burrow wants to get away from that dysfunctional Bengals organization, and especially out of that division that now has 3 elite pass rushers coming at him 6
like
months a year. So
I like it.
That's my hope. I do think conventionally you draft a quarterback. Stetson Bennett is one of our backups. I think we got Garoppolo too, and they are serviceable for sure, but they are not your future. So moving pieces, small window to your point, unless Matt surprises us and goes into his 40s. So love the move.
Shake your head.
In regards to KC trading Trent, I think that it was bound to happen. You have Pat Mahomes who injured himself this next upcoming season. I think they're gonna slow play him. I don't think that if he comes back, I think he's gonna come back the last 2 games of the season.
Oh, he's gonna be back by week 1.
Delusion.
We have to stop it.
Delusion.
Okay, I know that that's your team, so hey, good luck to you. If it was up to me, I'm gonna slow roll it.
All
okay,
right.
like I will slow roll it because you gotta understand I'm not doing this just to rush. He injured himself like what was it, week 16, week 15?
November.
Yeah, I'm like,
So
wasn't it only 3 months ago? Yeah.
It was in
Right.
November, yeah. That's
So
6 that's 5 months from 5 months ago.
5 months ago. Okay, so if that's the case, he'll probably come back about week 5, week 6. But even if he was, that's if no injuries, no
setbacks, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he'll come back no later than probably week 6, week 7, and then depending on when their schedule is set up, they might just wait until the bye. So if he has a late bye, they might just let him wait until the bye and then let him play those last 5 games. But based off of who will be in his seat while he's in recovery, that might determine whether or not they might just charge you to the game in that regard. With you guys having a top 15 pick this year because of the record and the schedule, not the schedule, but just due to the schedule and the record that you guys had, I don't know if you guys are going to be using. Everybody's saying that you guys are probably going to pick up Jeremiah Love.
I don't think so.
I don't think it's a bad thing, but for where the team is, there's a plethora of running backs in this free agency market. And you guys just released your right tackle as well. I forgot his name. I know he
Juwan
played.
Taylor, yeah, he that was like a $20 million cap hit too.
Correct. Mm-hmm. So I think the biggest things going forward is just because you guys have a top pick like that. Usually you guys are bottom 20, you guys have like the bottom 6, bottom 7 pick. Because you have an earlier pick due to the schedule and whatnot, I think you guys are going to go O-lineman, just in my opinion. Shore that up, make sure that everything is good. Whether it be interior or exterior, you guys need to make sure you guys do that. Second round, I could definitely see you guys – well, not even second round. With the first round, because you got it from the Rams, I could definitely see you guys picking up somebody to be the heir apparent to Chris Jones on the interior. I've been saying it. I always say and will always say, build your team through the trenches on both sides. Corners, I like the top corners that we have in this year's draft. You have Delane from LSU, and then you have the brother from Tennessee. I think his name is McCoy.
Jamal McCoy, yeah. Colton Hood, too.
They're going to be great picks. I could see Kansas City picking up on one of those players if they fall to them, just because it would just make sense. It's a need. You need it. I pretty much say that next season is going to be a shot for you guys. You have your own opinion. That's your thing. You're a fan base. You're a fanboy. Cool. Love it for you. But, yeah, I think that with the cap hit, everything going on. There's going to be a lot of building. There's a lot of wide receivers. There's a lot of running backs that's going to be in the free agent market this year now that the franchise tag duration is over. So I think that those being two of your biggest weaknesses and that we can see from a skills position from Kansas City, I think that those are going to be the emphasis that everybody goes towards, as well as tackle. Obviously, you got to protect Mahomes. That man had more rushing yards than a running back this past season, and that could never be the case. And on top of that, and I'll pivot real quick just on that topic, because he was scrambling and how he plays. As you know, you've seen it. The man likes to slow down when it looks like he's going out of bounds, and then he'll cut back up the field. The refs, they can't call it. The players on the defensive side, they feel like they can't do nothing. But after this past season, I could tell you right now, he's going to get his head taken off if he continues to do that. Slow down.
They tried. Here's what y'all forgetting. It's a big dude.
I'm not. No.
They tried to take his head off. He took a couple head off. He took a couple heads off himself.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But you talking about him doing that from a standpoint of going up against a 5'9", 5'10" corner. Like, I know exactly what player and what players you're talking about. That was a 5'9".
He gonna pick his spots. He not gonna run over Ray Lewis. I mean,
hey, well, Ray Lewis ain't playing no more, but he gonna definitely try it. He definitely gonna try it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, as somebody who plays defense, played defense, I'll take that flag. As if I was to ever
take
be a
the
coach,
flag, yes.
I'll take that. I'm like,
take
look,
the flag.
You see that quarterback running? I don't care. You put his ass in the grass.
Yeah.
You make sure that when he come up, he got a face full of sod on his face mask. I don't care who it is. You put him, when he scrambled, that is a free, clean hit. Because I guarantee you, he ain't going to run in that direction no more. It's all about not just the play right there. It's about the next play. Is you going to get a flag? Absolutely. I can't say if I'm a head coach, I'm going to pay for it because of what happened in New Orleans. They're going to say that that's a bounty game.
They're going to call it bounty.
They're going to call it, I'm going to get suspended from the NFL indefinitely. So I can't say, hey, I'll pay for the fine. I'll just say that's a free man, okay? He's scrambling. He's not protecting anymore. I'm able to tackle him. Pat Mahomes is known to do that. Unfortunately, when he's in the pocket, the man is a top 3 talent. He has a strength and the arm power that's compared to the best in the game, not just today, but in history. You having him scramble where he can extend those plays, that's cool. But him having more rushing yards than the leading rusher on the team, that is a problem. You have to get somebody in there. You have to. They tried to clean it up with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That didn't work. You had Pacheco in the 7th round. He was injured, but he has hands of bricks, so you can't really pass him the ball outside the field. You have to have him in I formation only. That's it. If you're not running power,
that boy run hard.
You can't do nothing. Yeah, but that's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Here's the thing, though. Here's what I say though about the Chiefs is you have the reason why I say Jeremiah Love is not going to the Chiefs, even if he's there at 9. It's easy to get your hands on an elite running back. It is harder to get your hands on an elite pass rusher or an elite corner or an elite left tackle.
Hold on. I just thought about this. I'm going to stop you right there. Yo, they might go ahead and get Sadiq from Oregon with that top pick.
No. It is easy to get an elite tight end. Kyle Pitts was almost available this past offseason. I could draft a tight end in the 2nd or 3rd round. They franchise tagged him. They ain't even commit to it yet, man. They ain't even put a ring on that thing.
And they can go get Njoku. They can go get David Njoku from Cleveland.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. So here, if you're the Chiefs and you're looking at Kenyon Sadiq, it's 8 other options at tight end. I'm good. I'll find something else. If I'm looking at Jeremiah Love, there's Travis Etienne. There is
Tyler Aguilar,
Super Bowl MVP. Tyler Algier. All of those options. I'm good. I'm not about to go spend this top 9 pick on a running back, even if he is McCaffrey, Saquon level. Guess what? McCaffrey and Saquon changed jerseys. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's available. Breece Hall almost changed jerseys this offseason. I'm not tripping on running back. If I'm the Chiefs,
that man was mad when he got franchise tag.
Pissed. He is in shackles. Boy is in shackles. If I'm the Chiefs, though, I'm looking at premier positions that are hard to refill. I'm looking at either corner. I'm looking at edge rusher. And if an offensive lineman falls to 9 that they feel like is can't miss, Francis Maui-Noah from Miami. Maybe the guard out of Penn State. Maybe you do beef up the line right there, but like, I wouldn't even draft a receiver with that pick. And I love Mekhi Lemon.
No, you don't draft. No, this wide receiver class is way too deep, and the free agency class alone is way too deep.
I like Sonny Style. Give me Sonny Styles. Give me
Freak
another
of
off-ball
nature.
linebacker.
I'm gonna be completely
Freak of
honest with you.
nature.
I don't think he falling for where KC at. I
I
think
know.
it's just my personal opinion. There's a team that loves to wear big blue. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
needs an interior linebacker. And you have a special teams head coach who always had a great interior linebacker to really showcase. And I'm just going to go down the list. You had a Ray Lewis. Then after Ray Lewis, you had who's that one guy? They had CJ Mosley.
C.J. Mosley and Roquan
CJ
Smith.
Mosley. They had Patrick Queen. After Patrick Queen, they had Roquan Smith. They always had somebody on that defense during his regime, and now they have a top 5 pick, and they're going to need that person. I don't think Sonny Styles is going to fall past 7. So you can get that out your head, Pimp, about him going anywhere to KC.
It gets interesting. Things get interesting. I'm just saying, it's somebody got to fall between him, David Bailey, Ruben Bain, Caleb Down. Somebody's going to fall to 9 for KC, and they got to take that guy.
I think it's going to be Carnell Tate. I'm not going to lie to you.
That's fine.
I think that's the person who's going to fall. But I think that out of everybody who is slated to go high, I think he's going to be the guy to fall.
Well, that's cool. Well, we're going to get up out the way. Oh, my bad, big dog. All right. Well, let me see if the Dolphins want you at 11, because it ain't happening that time. I'm good.
The Dolphins need everything, man. The Dolphins, I don't even know what they finna do. But just sticking to KC, I think that, like you said, they need to go get a skills position. You want skills, I say trenches. I think that's what they need to do with that first pick. Now, they have the Rams' first pick at the end of the draft. So that might be something where they could, because of skills and what they have available, they may be able to pick that up as well.
Yeah,
or they could bundle it. They could potentially bundle. Look, they traded up to get Pat Mahomes. I wouldn't be surprised if they trade up again and go get somebody else.
I don't know if anybody's trade up worthy at this point. You sit back and you let it fall to you. There's a lot of talent at the top of the draft, but I like what they can get at 29. So there's some corners or receivers they can get at 29 that I like.
Correct, but you can always trade up to make sure that you get the person that you do want, though.
Maybe if they do trade up, it better be a monster.
They could trade up and go get somebody at like 15, 16. They can go from being low 20s to now being in the teens. Give up a 3rd round pick. They're going to probably get that. Hey, look, man, you could probably, honestly, KC could probably go ahead and trade, talk to San Fran, give up a 6th round pick. You can get Brandon Ayuk.
Oh, my goodness.
He definitely leaving there, so.
We all know he's leaving, and he already under contract.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now you got a number 1.
It's a lot of things they can do, because Rashee Rice is, I'm about good on him, man. He got one more slip. I think this is 3rd strike, actually, so I'm good.
I wouldn't be surprised, man. Hey, hold up. I got a question for you because you are a Chief fan. Did you see Donovan McNabb's recent podcast or interview he was on?
Nah, what he got going?
He pretty much said that he was talking to Andy when Pat Mahomes was getting drafted, and he said, "Yeah, he's just like you." That's what McNabb said. Andy Reid said.
And he said that Mahomes is just like McNabb.
Per McNabb's podcast / interview, he said he was having a conversation.
That's good. I like McNabb.
And I just said to myself, somebody got like 3 rings, Pitt.
Yeah,
like playoffs. I don't know if you can say y'all the same.
Here's the thing: you gotta be very careful dropping that bar. Even if Andy Reid did say it, like you're a bold man for putting that out there in the public sphere because you don't want us comparing y'all. Remember, who was it? Was it Troy Aikman that started talking about how Mahomes needed a lot more to start comparing to him, and then Mahomes instantly passed him up in the legacy rankings?
Yeah, it's all bad when you start comparing yourself to recent players, man.
Wouldn't do it.
From a quarterback perspective that I think could talk like that when it comes to Mahomes is John Elway, Joe Montana, and Tom Brady. Between those 3, those are the only 3 that I think that have the resume, and we've been using that word a lot, but I think that those are the only 3 quarterbacks that have the resume to really say, like, hey, I can see this, I can see that when it comes to Mahomes. Everybody else, I think you should just be quiet.
You gotta lay it down.
Just be quiet and just let it rock.
On that note, fellas, I do got to run out. I got a hard out. I got to catch up to some stuff. I know we got some college basketball talk. Can I say one thing on it before y'all transition to that?
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead.
In Dusty, we trusty. That's my dog, Dusty May. So no matter how things shake, I'm rocking with the. And I don't even like Michigan as a school, but Dusty May is a surefire thing. So whatever y'all
Hey,
got to say about college basketball, I'm rocking with the Wolverines.
Before you go, I would simply say this. Okay. They sacrifice more in order for them to make a deep run in the play.
Look, it might feel that way. I ain't
They
got
sacrifice more to make a deep run.
Look, what? By all means, dog.
For the record, I happen to be a Michigan fan, and my man Sharon crashed out. He crashed out bad.
He did that to himself.
Yeah.
He did that to himself. And if he has to be a casualty for the good of the Michigan basketball team, so be it.
He pled out to 2 misdemeanors, man. He pled out. I mean, he pled out.
Slap on the wrist.
Hey, that thing, it'll have you going wild, man. And he showed it. That's why, fellas, be careful.
Yes, sir. But
yeah,
Mike,
you ain't got to worry about that with me.
Mike, we could take it home with our champion predictions. Mine happens to be Michigan as well, as a fan, of course.
For me, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, I got Duke making a deep run. I just do. I got Duke. I got Kansas making a deep run. I think those two is going to really showcase what they're capable of.
I think Kansas should be on upset alert. Darren Peterson and all the controversy, I think that's going to get to him.
Yeah, but I think that, pressure builds diamonds, man. Like, I think that with him, he sees all the controversy. He see how they talking. He's getting compared to Ben Simmons, and not in a positive way. So I think that he's really going to be on some like, you know what? Let me show y'all this real quick, and he's going to go insane.
I like it. I like Peterson, man. I think he got the game. He ready. He ready.
Let's hope so.
You ready, man?
All right, fellas. You got anything else you want to add?
No, I'm good, man.
That's all for me, man. It's a good Sunday.
Yes, sir. It was a fun one. I'll see y'all on the next one.
For sure.
Safe travels, my boy.
Peace out.